What's going on, guys? Bringing a new fantasy draft challenge today. And this one we can only select players who are on a team with an animal logo. So right here you guys can see the 11 teams. You got the Anaheim Ducks, Boston Bruins, Sabres, Panthers, Wild. If you guys didn't know, that's also a bear, as well as nature. The Predators there, of course, Sabertooth Tiger, Penguins, Sharks, Seattle Kraken, the tentacle there from the Kraken. Canucks is like an orca, and then of course the newest animal logo in the NHL, the Utah Mammoth. Now if you guys are wondering about, say, Chicago Blackhawks, even though Blackhawks in the name, the actual logo is a person. And of course too for the Washington Capitals, they did have an eagle logo before, but right now it's just like the lettering. So this is like the 11 animal logos the NHL chose. That's what we're gonna go with. Plus two, the less teams of course will make it a bit tougher. I think too for this one, because we have 11 teams to choose from, I'll probably only choose players that are currently on one of those teams, not somebody that has played for one in the past. Now my favorite animal logo without a doubt is the Anaheim Ducks. Growing up I was a huge Paul Kariya fan, also too loved the cartoon, so that logo I still think is probably number 2 for me behind the Red Wings. And so here we go, guys. We're loading into the fantasy draft now. It has us picking number 19 here, but I'm gonna close my eyes and as always click randomize a few times, hope for a top pick, and I swear I opened my eyes as soon as I let go of the button. I did not cheat that. The Sharks there at 2 as well is pretty cool there for the animals. So honestly, who usually goes first in these fantasy drafts for whatever reason is Quinn Hughes, even though he's got 1 year left. A lot of times he's available in the expansion draft. We can't take McDavid. We can't take McKinnon. I think Quinn Hughes is our guy. Can't take Draisaitl, Makar, Kucherov. We could take Kaprizov, but let's get a guy who just produces points. Let's go Quinn Hughes, number 1, of course, for the Vancouver Canucks. Now, our next pick here, guys, the last pick in the second round, if you guys are curious too. I'm using my Vasi Tugi's roster. So, Makar goes 2. Like, the computers here prioritize defense. McDavid there, Draisaitl, Kaprizov, Matthews, McKinnon. I mean, I'm looking for, like, potential steals. Kucherov at 11, I think is a really good pick. Hellebuyck, the first goalie to go there. So, you guys can just get an idea of where players go if you guys, do a fantasy draft for yourself. Celebrini there, last pick in the first round. Now, next up, Roman Josi. I mean, you could just have the best D pair in the league. Usually, though, 2 offensive guys together don't sim well. Gensel, Stone, we can't take. Forsberg, we could. Miller, we can't. Hedman, we can't. Larkin, we can't. Wow, yeah, I think I'll go Forsberg here. Give us a legit, number 1 first line forward. Actually, we can take 2 guys. So, do we take Josi? Because no one else here we can take. Wow, the next guy we could take, Brady Tkachuk, we cannot. Wow, we actually have to go way down. This isn't good. Jonas Brodin. So I feel like we have to take Roman Josi. Maybe honestly I'll play them on separate pairings, and then of course too we could have 1 on each power play. So this is definitely already a little bit interesting. Don't usually go this offensive heavy. Next here, I mean Malkin for the Penguins. He'll probably be available for a bit though. Could add Spurgeon, just really bolster our defense. Verhaeghe though gives us a nice winger. Verhaeghe, Marchand of course on the Panthers. So you know what, guys, I think I will take Verhaeghe here. Still need like a legit first line center. We actually do have back-to-back picks. We could also get Spurgeon here too if we decide to go Josi on the second pairing. And of course too, Carlson on the Penguins we could grab, but I think at this point we have enough offensive defensemen. It wouldn't really make a ton of sense. So I think I'll go Jared Spurgeon here. Again, 3 defensemen this early, not usually the way I like to go. Malkin is still there. We need a first line center. We're probably taking him early, but I just want to make sure we do get him. We got the back-to-back picks. He might not have still been there the next time we were up. Hampus Lindholm on Boston. So that could just give us a nasty top 4D. Now I also see Mikael Granlund down here. Honestly, our defense is already good enough. I think I'm going to Granlund just because we need a second line center, and none of these guys, obviously I could be missing somebody, but I think that's part of it. Like, knowing who plays for what team. Casey Middlestat, of course, on Boston now. Yeah, I think Granlund, just being like an offensive guy, is kind of our best choice there. And now next year, guys, we could take Zuccarello. That would give us like a first line of Forsberg, Malkin, Zuccarello. Not bad. He's 38. Like him and Marchand, though, they might be hanging around for a bit. Chris Letang we could also take to round out that top 4D. Which, I mean, at that point, I know he's 38, so, the question is, how long is he going to be there? Honestly, let's go Marchment. Give us, like, a power forward. We do have back-to-back picks, so you know what? We'll round out the top 4D. I'm really hoping, at least one of Zuccarello and Marchand are available with our next 2 picks. Hopefully both are. I'll probably do that, and then we'll definitely have to grab a goalie. And they're both gone. Are you kidding me? Kopitar is still there. Marchand and Zuccarello are gone, though. Okay, let's take a look here at goalies. Talbot, Mrazek, Jari. Are we going to go Tristan Jari as our starting goalie? We might have to. Luukkonen on Buffalo we could also go. Wow. I feel like we could probably wait for taking an 82. Now, Vander Kane's on the Canucks now, so we could add another power forward there. And Jordan Eberle, of course, is on the Kraken. So, you know what? I think we might go Eberle, Kane here, try and help us get like a decent top 9 forward group. Like Sean Couturier just went to the Sharks. He'd be a nice third line center. Obviously, cannot take him. He's on the Flyers. Goalies, most of the 82s are still here. Actually, wow. Okay, so Luukkonen and Jari are gone. Unfortunately, Talbot, Red Wings can't take him. Same with Varlamov, Merzlikins. Mrazek, though, I just remembered, is on the Anaheim Ducks now. So, honestly, we need a goalie. I don't know, like, who's going to be there. This is probably, like, a bit early to take him, but whatever. Chris Kreider here on the Ducks now as well. Has the elite big tipper. I mean, for a third liner, you know, we'll take him as well. So, definitely, you know, this has actually been a bit tougher than I thought. You know, 11 teams. I thought there'd be a lot more available. Tarasenko's on the Wild now. We could take him. Killorn here on the Ducks. Two-way forward, 87 defensive awareness. Tarasenko, obviously, more of an offensive guy. Could also go with Tyler Myers on the Canucks just to get, I mean, a big defenseman there. I kind of don't mind Myers, so let's take him. Definitely can wait, I think, for like that 6th defenseman. And then we'll take Killorn here, someone that can play PK for us. If Tarasenko is, you know, still there with one of our last picks, could definitely go for him. I saw Evan Rodriguez was there. Jeff Skinner, I mean, on the Sharks now, has a decent shot. Maybe go him on the 3rd line. Killorn on the 4th, you know, with PK time. And then Freddie Gaudreau here plays for the Wild. We do need a 4C. Jordan Staal, who's our, you know, usual guy, we cannot take. Gudas there we could also get. Imagine him and Myers on that bottom D pair. I kind of like that a lot. So I might take Gudas and then hope Gaudreau's still available. Just because, yeah, you get like a 6'8", you know, towering tree in Myers. And then Gudas, of course, laying the body. Let's see, is Freddie Gaudreau still available in this draft? Okay, so unfortunately Gaudreau was taken. Kevin Hayes is still here, though. He plays for Pittsburgh, so we could take him. Also, Colton Ceason's here. Lower rated, 81 overall, but, you know, has pretty good defensive stats. As a 4C, I don't hate that. So let's take Ceason's, plays for the Preds, and then we'll probably take Hayes. That'd be our last forward, and then we'll take backup goalie with our last pick. Or actually, you know what, guys? Sleeper pick here. Eric Howell on the Preds now. He's got the quick draw X factor, pretty good defensive stats. We still do need one more center, so he could draw in. I see we have 7 left wingers, 1 right winger. That shouldn't be too big of a deal, honestly. And then our last pick here, like I said, backup goalie. Just whoever we can take. They shouldn't be playing too many games. Alex Line, I believe, is on the Buffalo Sabres now. So we take him, which gives us an 81 overall goalie there. Backing up Mrazek, which is kind of funny. Both those guys, of course, were on Detroit last season. So that's going to do it, guys, for the animal draft. Definitely, like I said, was more challenging than I expected. We'll see how the team looks once I edit all the lines. And now after the draft, guys, here's what the lines are looking like for this team. So the first line's not bad. You got Forsberg, Malkin, Verhaeghe. They get a +5 chem boost. Second line is okay. Eberle, Granlund, Marchment. Then the third line here, you got Skinner, Haula, and Kreider. And then the fourth line here, you got Killorn, Ceasons, and Vander Kane. So we definitely have a lot of depth. Not as many superstars as I'd like. Now, the reason for that is the fact that our defense absolutely stacked. You got Quinn Hughes there on the top pair, Spurgeon, Letang and Yossi on the second pairing, and then Gudas Myers on the bottom pair. Like, that honestly might be the best defensive core I've ever drafted in a fantasy draft. So that's why the offense isn't, you know, quite as good. Goaltending wise, Mrazek starter, line there, backing him up. And in terms of power play, we got Kreider out front with that elite, you know, big tipper, Forsberg, Malkin, then the 2 V-men. Yossi Hughes gets us a +5. The second power play there doesn't look too bad. Foreman wise, again, you know, looks pretty good. PK here, I think, you know, we did draft some guys for that. I ended up actually just rolling the exact same D pairs. Felt like it worked well that way. The 3-man, the chemistry is not too good. Somehow the third one actually is the best. But, you know, overall, I'm pretty happy how this team looks. And our coach here, guys, Joel Quenneville, thinks we'll be competing for a Stanley Cup. So hopefully he's right about that. Also, too, for the preseason focus, I like to not mess with it for the fantasy drafts. I feel like it's almost like cheating. So we're just going to do team bonding there, boost the morale and stuff, which morale's off. So I still don't know if that actually does anything if your morale is off. And in terms of this team's ratings, guys, we've got 90 offense, 93 defense, and 83 goaltending. So let me know in the comment section down below, how do you think this team's going to do in the sim? And make sure you don't cheat. I'm about to show the results in 3, 2, 1. And now this is kind of cool, guys. We've got 5 games left in the season. Our current record, 39, 30, and 8, actually has us in a wild card spot. But the Canucks there, 2 points back, I think, over in the Central. Actually, looking pretty good in the Central. So our main worry there is the Canucks. The last 5 games as well are actually against all animal teams. You got 2 games against the Preds, you got the Sharks, the Canucks, and the Wild. So I figured I would just send them with you guys. Obviously, fingers crossed here. They can at least win, I don't know, 3 and 2. I think probably gets us in. There we go. Big win against the Preds. Also pick up a win there against the Sharks. Probably looking like we're going to get an X here pretty soon next to our name. Although we don't have it yet. The Canucks also in the playoffs. We lose to them as well. Lose to the Wild. Lose to the Preds. Our Are you kidding me? I thought we had it. We went 2-3. Oh my goodness. Canucks 94. This team misses the playoffs with 90 points, a 41-33-8 record. Canucks and Kraken above us there in the Pacific. Over in the Central, the only other animal team was the Predators, but that one hurts. And now look at the stats for this team, guys. You can see Quinn Hughes popped off, 72 there and 82. Although, honestly, I've seen him sim a lot better than that with the Canucks, like, 80, 90 points. And I think I've seen McCarr get into the hundreds one time. Forsberg 70 is solid. Malkin 64, Yossi 58. I mean, two of our top 4 guys in terms of points were defensemen. Verhey 57. I'd like a bit more. Second line didn't do too great. Granlund 45, and Eberle 32. I'm not sure why we had such a big drop off. Kreider there did have 2 power play goals, even though he was out front the top power play. So that is kind of interesting. Take a look next at goalies. Mrazek there most of the starts. 9-1-5, and then Lyon 9-1-4. So obviously the defense helping out these goalies for sure. I mean, I'm curious, like, maybe goals against were one of the best teams, but this did not have the goal scoring. So the Edmonton Oilers there won the President's Trophy. Take a look and see. I guess technically we didn't get screwed. We were the 17th best team in the league, so it's not like, it mattered what division we were in. Being the best team to miss, though, obviously always hurts. Capitals there in last. Goals for here. Vegas there was at the top. But we also weren't at the bottom, so we were mid in terms of goals for. And then goals against, we were what? The 8th best goals against in the NHL. All of the teams around us, other than the Blues, did make the playoffs. And now the playoffs are complete, guys. The Vegas Golden Knights there won the Stanley Cup. So we'll have to take a look and see what their drafted team looks like. I know, like, when I did a video earlier this year, the team that won really wasn't all that great. Calgary there wins the lottery. So Calgary fans, I mean, Gavin McKenna, that'd be pretty cool. And now looking at the Golden Knights roster here, guys. So they got Sam Reinhart as the best forward with Stützle, Monahan, Demidov. So they probably drafted him early because of the potential. Laine, Lee, Lehkonen, Waugh, Arvidsson. Okay, I mean, honestly, some stars, some good depth at forward. Defensively, they got Dougie Hamilton, Matheson. Then they have McKay, McDonough. I mean, yeah, this is a balanced team. If they have a good goalie, I can see it for sure. Gustin is a pretty good goalie. So yeah, honestly, in a fantasy draft, that's a solid team. Was ours better? I mean, we had worse goaltending, but we had better defense. Forward-wise, I think it was pretty similar. And lastly, guys, we'll take a look at the awards here. I doubt we won anything. Cooch there got the Art Ross with the Blackhawks and the Heart. McCarr, James Norris on the Sharks. McKinnon, Lady Bing. Demidov, Calder. Reinhart, Conn Smythe. You got Skinner there win the Vezina, along with William Jennings. He actually got drafted by the Oilers. Benoit there, Bill Masterton. Knobloch, Jack Adams. So the Oilers must have been, like, not a great team that made the playoffs. Matthews, Selke. Kucherov, Ted Lindsay, and then Matthews, Maurice Richard. Honestly, there was a lot of guys on animal teams there winning awards, so that's at least something, I guess. I feel like, we definitely got unlucky there, but still, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.